Good morning, students. It's me, Miss Sania, your Pakistan Studies teacher, and today we are back with a new lesson. As you all know, that we have completed major industries of Pakistan and trade and commerce. So today we are starting with the new unit. All right, and the name of the new unit is transport and communication. It is one of the aspects of economic development. We will also study transport and communication in economic perspective. But before moving forward, I just want to highlight you about the guidelines. Kindly hurry up, grab your notebook, grab pencil or pen and start noting the important pointers which I'm about to tell you. And yes, all those guidelines that you have to complete your work in copy of all those questions which are listed at the end of this chapter and the other guidelines as well which you're familiar with. I will not repeat the guidelines and I will move forward. All right. So these are the contents which we are about to study in today's lesson. Number one, we will study about types of transportation. Number two, railway transport. Number three, dry ports and assignment. But most probably, we are not going to study dry ports today. We are going to study dry ports in the next lesson. All right. SLO number 6.3.1. Describe the modes of transport used in Pakistan, for example, land, water, air. So, starting from the introduction, as I always mention you before about it, that kindly try to break the terminology so that you can identify the meaning. It will be really clearer to you and it will really help you in your papers. So, starting from the introduction, mode of transport is a term used to distinguish substantially different modes of convenience. Mode of transport distinguish means that you are describing actually that how all the three modes of transportation are different from one another and how all the three modes of transport are helping in your convenience, how it is making more comfortable for you to rely on them. The different modes of transport are air, water, and land transport. These three transportations are different modes of transport. Mode means type, which includes rails or railways, road and off road transport. Other modes also exist, including pipelines, cable transport, and space transport. So, here they're talking about multiple categories of modes of transport, which lies under the major three categories. Number one is air, number two is water, and the third one is land transport. So, let's move forward. Now, first of all, starting from the introduction, human powered transport and animal powered transport are sometimes regarded as their own mode. When we talk about human power or when we talk about animal power, then it actually regarded as their own mode. The reason is because animals doesn't need any other transport. For example, if we talk about if they want to go from one place to another, so they can go by themselves. But yes, for instance, if an animal is living in America and if an animal have to be imported or have to be exported to another country, that is any other case that you are exporting in different means. But yes, if we are talking in general, then they don't need any mode of transport. They rely on their own skills, all right? But never fall into other categories. In general, transportation is used for the movement of people, animals, and other things. As I've already mentioned you about it, that if you want to transport one thing from another, it means you are shifting one movement from another. So in that case, that is known as transportation, that you are shifting one thing from shifting one thing from one place to another place. All right. The means of transport, on the other hand, refers to the vehicle necessary for transport according to chosen mode: airplane, ship, truck, and rail. It depends on that what kind of mode you're selecting. For example, as I've mentioned before about it, with an example that if you want to export an animal from America to Pakistan, all right, then it depends that the client which is asking for that animal, whether the client is in hurry or whether the client can wait for 3 to 4 days. If that client is in hurry, then definitely you will go for airways. But if that client is not in hurry, then definitely you will go for either seaways, or you can go for any other way as well. But yes, it depends on that which kind they're asking for. All right. Okay. Each mode of transport has a fundamentally different technological solution, and some require a separate environment. Yes, obviously, they all require a separate environment. They all require different aspects. They all require different technologies to be used. Each mode has its own infrastructure, vehicle, and operations. Every mode here we are talking about, they're having their own operations, they're having their own vehicles, they're having their own terminologies, that how they will be utilized and what can be done further. All right. Now, when I talk about modes of transport, then mode of transport, the chart of mode of transport looks like this. First, it is land, sorry. First, it is land, and then airways, and then waterways. When we talk about land, then land is subdivided in roads and railways. Roads is subdivided in highways and motorways, and then airways. And when we talk about waterways, it is subdivided in seas and rivers. We will discuss these in the next slides. All right, railway transport. Now, when we talk about railway transport, then it carries four basic important points. Point number one, mass transit. Mass means that you are transporting one product to any other place, and that mass transit is not. You cannot say that mass transit is not wide. Yes, mass transit is wide. The transportation is broader in terminologies. All right. Number two, connect Afghanistan, India, and Turkey. Here we are talking about borders, and here we are also talking about the neighboring countries which are connected with this transportation. Number three, it connects city to city, and it also connects village to city. If you will remember these points, then definitely, if the question comes anywhere about railway transport, then you'll be able to write about it. All right. Now, when we talk about history of rail transport in Pakistan, so the first point is Pakistan railway transport in Pakistan began in 1855 during the British Raj. It has begun in 1855 during British Raj, when several railway companies began laying tracks and operating in present-day Pakistan. When the British companies started investing in Pakistan. The country's rail system has been nationalized as Pakistan Railways, originally the Pakistan Western Railways, because British Raj was spending money onto this project. That's why it's known as Pakistan Railways, and originally it was known as Pakistan Western Railway. The system was originally a patchwork of local rail lines operated by small private companies, including the Sindhi, Punjab, and Delhi Railways and the Indus Steam Flotilla. In 1870, the four companies were amalgamated as the Sindhi, Punjab, and Delhi Railways. Now, first, they were private owners, they were private companies, the private four different companies. But when they have seen progress and improvement into this, and when Pakistan Railways proved to be a successful project, then all of the four companies merged together. Amalgamation means to merge together. They all merged together and they started working together onto this project. All right. Now, the question which is over here states that what was the condition of railways at the time of partition? At the time of partition, the railway was in a very bad shape. The engines, carriages, and other machineries given to Pakistan was obsolete and mostly out of order. When we were living in subcontinent, then definitely we demanded for the homeland, we demanded for resources, and we demanded for money, because obviously when we are talking about independence, and when we would be shifted to another state, then definitely we need all of these things to feed our people and to run our business in agriculture and import and export. So we needed all these things. So the things which we got from subcontinent were not up to the mark. They were mostly out of order. Pakistan received an unequal distribution of the trains and other railway equipments. All of these parts which were given to Pakistan of railways, they were outdated. There was unequal division of all these things, such as railways and other equipments as well. Pakistan had to face numerous problems in technical and administrative spare of the railways. Yes, this is absolutely right that there were multiple problems which Pakistan faced during that time. Now, when I talk about reasons behind unstable condition of Pakistan Railways, so there are multiple reasons which are listed below. Let's move forward and discuss. Number one, lack of investment. We were not having that much amount. As you've studied in the previous classes, then when we were talking about independence, then the money which was decided between Muslims and Indians haven't given that whole amount of money to Pakistan, and still 50 millions are still left over, which India have to give it to Pakistan, but still they haven't given it to Pakistan. Worn out rails and sleepers, all right, you were not having any place for them, like the local workers to sleep. When we came to Pakistan, there were no houses built, so definitely they have to sleep on streets and roads. Operational insufficiencies and timings, overstaffing and corruption. Corruption was at the higher rank and there was overstaffing. The reason behind was because you wanted to give employment to all of those people because we were newly migrated to any other state, and then operational insufficiencies due to the things which were out of order, which we haven't got in a very good condition. Uneconomic stations, obviously we were not having that much amount. We were investing more amount to feed people. This is the main reason there was uneconomic stations. A poor reservation system. Obviously, when we have shifted to a new state, then with the passage of time we can grow. We can't say that things will turn out to be better or things will turn out to be the best in just a single click. It cannot happen that way. The presence of a single track on a short segment of the main due line, which has severely affected the running of more than one train at a time. And definitely, the tracks which we have got, they were outdated. So obviously, we have to build the tracks as well. So these all were the problems when we finally migrated and shifted to Pakistan. These all were the problems which were faced by Pakistan Railway. All right. When we talk about recent developments in Pakistan Railways, there are multiple things which have happened. Number one, several new services have been launched on different routes. This resulted in an increase in revenues as the number of passengers and the freight transport increased. Obviously, when different status of Pakistan Railway was improved, then definitely people were much eager or people were much encouraged to travel from Pakistan Railway. So automatically the revenue generated from them. Efforts are being made to construct a railway track to Gwadar. This track is essential for the success of Gwadar deep sea route as it will play a major role in linking Pakistan with the Central Asian republics. Now, when we talk about Gwadar Port, then you can see in this that obviously Gwadar Port was present over there, and Gwadar Port was selected as that route to travel or to link one city to another. For example, you can say linking of Pakistan with other Central Asian republics. It means we are talking about different other neighbors. All right. The ticketing system is being computerized and the reservation system is being improved to check black marketing of tickets. When everything was computerized, and definitely the chances of black marketing became lesser. One window ticketing system has been introduced to help rail users. One window ticketing means that, for example, if you go for cinema, then you can book your ticket one at a time. It means that you have to, join the line one by one. People are coming forward and they are telling about that I want to watch this movie. Kindly give me the ticket of this movie. So same procedure with Pakistan Railways as well. Replacement of diesel engines with steam engines. Diesel engines were replaced with steam engines. Establishment of repair workshop. Repair workshop was also established over there. Now here there are a list of railways in Pakistan, but not all of them. There are multiple examples which I've quoted over here, such as Tezgam Express, Sialkot Express, Shalimar Express, and Jinnah Express. Now, next thing. How did Pakistan Railways contribute in the economic development of Pakistan? How did it contributed? Well, you can see over here, Pakistan railway systems help in mobilizing the workforce, particularly from rural to urban areas. Yes, it was mobilized in that way. All right.